a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
What's up, guys? It's Mike here, filling in for Jeremy. He is unfortunately able to make it today. He's traveling back. So, me and Michael are going to give it a shot, try to run the show. So everybody, welcome Michael. He's a familiar face here on the MC Mondays Live. Michael, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Sorry if you can hear the absolute downpour that's coming outside my house. I guess this is the storm we were supposed to get last week. Inconvenient time. Yeah. For those of you who are not on the East Coast, we were supposed to get a hurricane, and it turned out to be about 15-mile-an-hour winds and a little bit of drizzle. But we were getting hurricane warnings. There were signs on the highways and everything, and we might have over prepared a little bit. But yeah, so we have arguably our biggest and best MC Monday ending tonight. It's a shame Jeremy can't be here to run it, but we're pretty confident here. So some really, really cool cards, a lot of five-figure cards, a lot of cards that we're expecting a ton of action on, as the clocks wind down. I can't promise I will do a lot of the snipers. Jeremy showed me how to do that. It's a little complex. I don't want to overwhelm myself my first try, but we will be mentioning the snipers. So but yeah, so, Michael, let's, we got about 15 minutes or so until the first auction, 17 minutes. So yeah, let's talk about how we were able to build up to our ninth MC Monday and make it this good and this strong. Yeah. I mean, so I think obviously the first and most important building block is really a great basic consigners, which is something that obviously, more than anybody how incredible the group of consigners that we have is. And that's really been the key, is just the folks who are willing to continually trust us. And of course, when MC Monday #1 happened, that was a big leap of faith. Like, hey, we're going to do a dedicated high-end auction block on eBay, which no one had really done, at least for quite a long time. Basically since PWCC were last on eBay, and I know Probe Scene gave it one shot, but no one had really done like a dedicated high-end block. And so that first one was definitely the leap of faith. But then, just people have consistently been giving them really big cards to us. And then I think the next thing is just the execution of it, the marketing for the items, helping those sales be strong, hitting social. Jeremy has obviously been a great asset, but it's just been really great to keep the momentum going. And obviously the national was big, and Burbank was good supplier of cards.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like when I first came up with the idea for MC Monday, I was talking to Moody, talking to you guys about it, and everybody was on board from the get-go. And then, the first one, we didn't really know what to expect, how we were going to do it, how we were going to get the cards. I remember sending a text about this long, copy paste to 50 people, kind of in a way, not begging for cards, but kind of soft nudging, like, hey, we're trying this auction out. We're going to need a lot of stuff. And, luckily we have some great clients and we were able to fill that no problem. But, looking back from like the first MC Monday to now, where we actually are on our 10th one, which is live ending next Monday, it's like, the amount of cards we're getting, the number of cards is consistent. I mean, we're not getting like a crazy growth in cards, but we're also not accepting certain cards that we may have accepted earlier on just to have the cards, like your, Lucas Silver Prism PSA 10s or your LeBron Topps Chrome PSA 9, just cards that are too common. So I feel like the uniqueness and like the quality has gotten better. And we also always are trying to keep that like 60 to 75 cards. But the biggest thing about like the growth of MC Monday has really been how, the first 5 or 6 is kind of, our core clients are like, yeah, I really like it. I want to send some more stuff. But now I feel like every single day we have people say, "Hey, I have a card for MC Monday. Hey, well, if I send it to you, will it make this MC Monday? Hey," all that. So it's really, really picking up, and I think Michael's done a great job with managing the content on Instagram and kind of doing the reels, the posts, the emails, and things like that. And I really think that like just the exposure we've been getting, and on top of that, like the service we're providing, definitely can't discount that. I think that's a big part of the reason why it's been so successful. Um, but yeah, let's look at comment here. The sports professor. So he wants to know: have the number of bidders grown or does it fluctuate? It's just such a tough question. It's so item by item, depends who's hot, who's not, who wants it. I think every day we're growing on eBay. I mean, we've been on eBay since 2008, but I think eBay as a whole is growing daily. And the more we promote these cards and the more we hype things up, I think the bidders just come with it.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that in definitely some of the numbers, because we do look at obviously views, the number of people who follow the store. From my side of things, I can see what the engagement on social posts is. When our email newsletter goes out, that's a great source of data. And so it definitely is, because the other thing is that some of the way that we source emails involves understanding how many of our buyers are new buyers versus repeat buyers. And I mean, that amount of new first-time buyers keeps going up, and we see such a consistent stream of them. And some of that is MC Monday, some of that is our normal auctions that we're constantly running. But yeah, again, it really is kind of item by item. But that's what's been really fun about being, like Mike said, more selective about the items that we're choosing for MC Monday, where these are items that simply by them being on the auction block and being on eBay, which of course has the largest reach of any of the auction platforms, by the simple matter of that, you are generating so much interest. It is getting in front of so many people, and there's so much exposure on the items that it drives it. Again, it is, Lucas Silver 10. It's a great card, but there are a lot of them. But then you get something like a Derek Jeter logo patch or a Scottie Pippen PMG Championship, which is one of the big headliners tonight. That hits people's saved searches in their email inbox, and they come flocking to that card. So you're going to see fluctuation based on the type of card. But then when you curate and you get that type of card more consistently, that helps the underlying number. So yeah, it's definitely been a good volume.
Yeah, and also like I think a lot of people don't realize what goes into an MC Monday from our end, in comparison to like our basic auction service. So our basic auction service, we receive your package, we get it processed, listed generally in like 1 to 3 days, and it's kind of in and out. If it's a better card, you'll see it in a reel or potentially an email. But like the MC Monday process and the amount that goes into it is just, honestly, it's crazy. It's like, we get the cards in, we log them for MC Monday, and then we send them to be imaged. And we're kind of messing around with new imaging. Sometimes the like chrome cards and the shiny stuff just doesn't look as good on a scanner, and we want to make sure that every card is shown to the best that it could be. So the cards get imaged, and that takes much longer than our standard scanning of standard cards. And then from there they get put to get listed, and then there's so much QA that goes into it. We check it over, you take your time, really, really, you got to be really slow with it. So from that, and then once they're listed and they're live, then there's so much like content that goes into it, and there's so much planning to make sure that as many of these cards can get the content they need, as many of them can make the email, there's no overlap. And like that's not easy. I mean, we're still working on getting that done, and I think we're doing a great job. But like there's just a lot that goes into it, and we really are proud to put that work in, and we're proud that our clients really see it and appreciate it.
Yeah, and I think the great thing is that obviously, again, we had those clients who've trusted us from the beginning. And because of that consistent stream where we've been able to do every other week, at least, if not weeks where we're going back to back, it's just so many more data points that we have, so many more opportunities to see, hey, where did we make a mistake in the process? What part of a process change worked really well? And we notice a very easy, say, MC Monday number 7 versus 5, and just the increasing amount of data points every single week gets better, not just from the quality of card, but really from the quality of presentation, the quality of preparation, execution. So that's been really great. And then in terms of, I did see someone in chat asking about the Save Searches email. This is really one of the best features of eBay is that, listen, eBay has been around for 20 odd years now, and they introduced Save Searches pretty early into that. And what people have been able to do since then is there's a card that you're looking for. It's not available on eBay, hasn't popped up in a few months. You can obviously have your Save Search, and that has an option to when an item gets listed on eBay that fulfills the Save Search. So let's say you've been working on the PMG Championship set since 1997. You can say, hey, I need the Pippin for my set. I work a job. I have a family. I don't have time to go on eBay every single day to search for it. Well, now anytime that a Pippin PMG Championship gets listed, all the people who have that little check box filled off on their Save Search get an email from eBay, totally divorced from us. We don't have anything to do with that email. They just get that notification, and then they're able to look at the item and say, yes, I still want this. This is what's right for my collection. And because eBay have 20 plus years of having accumulated those Save Search requests, that gives sellers so much power because they are able to tap into that longevity and that legitimacy that eBay has had for so long in terms of getting collectors to use their platform. We as a seller, and then our clients as consignees, are able to tap into that and use all of that inertia, all of that momentum that eBay has built up to make sure that their cards are getting exposed to as many people as possible who are truly interested in the card. It's not like we're going out and putting a billboard in Times Square. It's, hey, this is going to people who care about the cards. This is going to people who have expressed a desire to want the cards, and we're tapping into that massive base of users.
Yeah, definitely. In other hobby news, I'm sure everybody saw that the National will remain in Chicago, or will be in Chicago a couple more years. I personally, as a dealer, voted. You had the option to vote for the next 3 years. There's all different combinations. I voted Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. I think most people did. I was actually shocked to see, because I got an email from the National, and I think it said that Atlantic City. So Atlanta had the least amount of votes. Atlantic City had the second amount, and then Chicago. So like I was actually shocked to see that Atlantic City was not the lowest by far. I was surprised more people didn't want Atlanta over Atlantic City. Now that I personally thought maybe that could be because there's never been a National Atlanta, or at least there hasn't been one in any time recently. So people don't like change, or maybe Atlanta's a little tougher to get to. But honestly, Atlantic City is really tough to get to. I mean, we luckily live within driving distance, but when I lived in the Midwest and there was I think it was a 2016 National Atlantic City, I drove there. First of all, that's the first mistake. I should have flew, but I drove there, and like everyone who flew was saying, yeah, you got to fly into Philly, you got to fly into here. Like the Atlantic City airport's really small, but I don't know, that the city's just not. It's no surprise Atlantic City is just not the best spot to have a card show. The convention center's great, but just not the best city.
Yeah, I think, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, you dangle, what was it, $1,000 or $1,500 off of a dealer table. That's going to sway a couple people. But yeah, I mean, Chicago is just so much better. It's a great city. So many great restaurants nearby. The venue is great. The hotels attached to the venue make it so easy, and it really is just the right decision. And it's so easy to get there. I mean, the airport is literally a 6-minute Uber ride away. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like when a couple weeks ago, got off the plane, was at the hotel 15 minutes from then, wanted to eat, walked somewhere, ordered Uber Eats, just there in 10 minutes. Like, I remember that the Cleveland National a couple years ago, it's like we had to rent an Airbnb. Me and some friends shared an Airbnb. we had to drive to the show every day, park and walk, and it just kind of makes you forget like how good Chicago is, or makes you realize how good Chicago is. But yeah, the Nationals in Cleveland this year, it's a little easier of a drive than Chicago, although we flew this year. But Michael, have you ever been to that convention center?
No, I've been to the city of Cleveland a few times. Like the city of Cleveland, I've gone past the convention center. I mean, it's not exactly in downtown Cleveland, so that's a little interesting. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bigger internal room, right? Like the main room is way bigger.
yeah, but surprisingly, the total amount of dealer tables is less. Like a lot of the people who were vendors in Chicago actually got cut from doing the Cleveland National because they have priority. Basically, however many years you've done the National is your priority. So some of the guys who have been doing it since the beginning are priority 43. Myself, I'm a priority 6, I believe, even though I've done about 13 nationals, 12 or 13 nationals. I've only done 6 under my name. I used to set up with a friend, so which actually kind of screwed myself a little bit because if I was always under myself, I would have had a higher priority. But luckily, I was able to get space in Cleveland, and I feel like I've kind of got over that hump of always being safe. But I have some friends who were a little bit lower priority, and they kind of got screwed this year or next year with table space, and they're really strict on not sharing any space this year and next year and going forward, and that's going to be something that's really interesting because I know a lot of people would share their space or sell their space, and in the past I've set up with friends, but I'm making sure to follow that rule and not cross any paths with the people at the National.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to flip over to the auctions? Because I think we got like three.
You got two. Yeah, got about 2 minutes till our first one starts here. All right. So first we have the Gretzky, Messier, Curry for quad auto from Trilogy. Let me zoom in here. So it's BGS 9. Autographs are a little bit faded. The auto grade is not on the card. This is a newer Beckett slab, so they don't put the auto grade on there unless it's a 10. But yeah, I mean, quad auto, low numbered, on card, hockey goats. I know usually the acetate surfaces and glass cards don't get a ton of love, and some of them look really nice, but I think a common problem is the autographs tend to fade on them, and it just kind of kills the appeal a little bit. But like I said, to get 4 of these guys on the same card and to get a 9 is really not, that's not bad. So Michael, what do you think about this?
I mean, I was going to say, I think, the lack of an auto grade definitely stinks, but like you said, acetates are always tough, and you have that many autographs, there's bound to be 1 or 2 that are rough. The 9 itself, I think, is actually pretty good. I mean, obviously, we see a lot of acetate cards. You've seen so many acetate cards come through, and to get a decently high grade on those, where surface is always going to be an issue, edges are always going to be an issue, that's really nice. And just the quality of the signers. I mean, Gretzky, obviously the greatest hockey player of all time. Messier, definitely up there, top 10, maybe top 5. And then Jari Kurri, incredible all-time great. And Fuhrer, I think, is also a Hall of Famer. So when the bottom of the card is a solid Hall of Famer, like that's a pretty solid bar to go at.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a whole lot of sales for this card because there aren't many other quads like that. The most recent was about 2K in June last year.
Yeah, so this one 765. Hopefully when it refreshes it's a little bit more. All right, 765, not the best start. We were hoping it would surpass our $1,000 threshold that we aimed for. So now we got this Bill Russell Eminence gold, 14 carats, 1 troy ounce. Computer's being a little laggy here, but yeah. So Bill Russell, 14 karat gold autograph on card, Eminence, high end product. Michael, what do you think?
Well, the thing that immediately jumps out to me is that since it's an on-card auto from like 2019-20, this has to be is this the last year that he would have been signing on-card autos before he passed?
He may be in 2021 if they made it. I'm honestly not sure, but hopefully this thing can jump a little bit. I believe last sales were closer to 3,000. I think the gold itself has some value. So 2000, 2008, and let's see, snipers. No.
No.
All right. So yeah, 2000
This
is
is a
not.
cool
It's not
one.
terrible, but yeah. So this one, Michael has. I remember when it came in, Michael was a big fan of it. So I'm gonna do minimal talking and let Michael talk until about 10 seconds, and we can see what happens.
Yeah, so this is super cool. Michael Phelps, despite being obviously the greatest swimmer of all time, one of the greatest American athletes of all time, and the most decorated Olympian of all time, has surprisingly few autos that are pack pulled. Obviously, he has in-person autos, but this is, as far as his pack pulled auto go, basically his best. It's his lowest numbered. It's from a good brand. It's from Topps, and it's a great action shot of him. So definitely up there is the best Phelps card.
Yep, 1506, 1751, anything else? 1886. Let's see. So we were expecting this one to do somewhere in the teens. So, this is about right, maybe even a little higher. So that's a good sale here. So now we have the Glenn Rice 97 PMG Championship out of 50. Really, really nice with that scope design. Kind of looks like some of those optic scopes today. So that card's numbered out of 50. PSA 7 is a really solid grade for this card. I don't think people understand how tough they are. You look at the back black borders is prone to a lot of chipping and everything like that. So 1525 I think is a little soft. I don't think these sell often. I would not be surprised one bit if we see some fireworks at the end. But just really, really cool picture. You got the city in the background. Every player has the city of their team in the background. All right, 2125 and 2125. So that's a solid. I think that's a solid number. I mean, again, this is a card that doesn't really pop up much.
Yeah, I mean, the last sale for that card was that exact card sold for $900 in 2021.
Oh, so we did well there. Next, we have a LeBron Flair Showcase Fresh Ink Auto PSA 10. St. Vincent St. Mary High School auto. It's a good, affordable LeBron auto if you can't afford to buy one that's in a Cavaliers uniform. Those can definitely get quite pricey. We have a really nice one towards the end of the auction. But, Gem 10, Fresh Ink. This is a sticker auto, so it should sell towards the lower end of LeBron autos, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this break $2,000. So 1600, 1813, and let's see. That does not seem right. I don't know what happened there. I don't think that's legit. I hope it gets paid, but I'm gonna guess there was somebody fat fingered a bid or something. I would check, see what it looks like, but we gotta move on there. That was very strange. If that gets paid, the customer will be very, very happy. So here we have a 95 Finest Mystery Borderless Gold Refractor, Michael Jordan, 90s early refractor, really cool one. And can never really go wrong with that. PSA 9 is a tough grade. These things are really prone to scratches and surface issues and centering issues. This one's sitting a little lower than we were expecting. Again, this is one I could see some snipers on alert with. I wouldn't be shocked to see it do about 1,300, give or take. Hopefully, really close to that. I got 937 and 937. So slow start so far. This auction's a lot more bottom heavy. Towards the end, there's a lot of really good stuff. But here's a really cool one, Mike. I'll let you talk on this one, but it's an impeccable 6 out of 6 jersey number. Some of these impeccable subsets just sell crazy. I don't understand what the logic is behind some of them, but I do understand the logic on this one. So, Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful, right? I really love that foil stamp pattern, like kind of the Escher square pattern that they have on the impeccable. I think it's a little detail that really doesn't get talked enough about because it is so unique. I mean, it is literally unique to impeccable and it has a gorgeous appeal. I mean, Bill Russell jersey numbered stuff means that it's super low numbered, which is great.
Yep.
I think, once this sells, we're not going to see this card for like a decade.
Yeah, 6,000. Honestly, I think that's a great number on this card. It was really tough to gauge and guess, but I would have guessed around 3 to 4,000. So it's a really good sale. So now we have a Jalen Suggs BGS 9 2021-22 NT Emerald Green RPA. Super sick patch on this. You got some stitching. You got how many colors is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you count that little stripe at the top there. But a lot of the RPAs now are like the jerseys you don't see the stitching. You see just kind of like the screen printed, and it's not as exciting. Like you look at Jason Tatum's RPAs, and very few of them have that stitching. And Celtics obviously that only have 2 colors too. So to see a sick patch like this is really nice. And I don't follow the younger NBA guys as much as I used to, but I know he has a lot of hype. So this one's at 1525, 1836. And let's see where it closed at. 1836. All right. Next, we have a little bit laggy here. Next, we have a Victor Wembanyama BGS 10 2023 Topps Now auto. Don't think it's the most impossible grade ever. We've had quite a few come through. There's the out of 99, the out of 199, and it seems like every one that we get is a high grade, a lot of PSA 10s. But to get a 10 auto, I do think is actually tough. This auto looks pretty clean. We've seen a lot of streaky ones. I'm wondering if that's why they go to PSA. But yeah, so this one's at 2225. I'm expecting it to bump a little bit more, but yeah, I don't think the grade adds a huge premium when they're this clean out of the factory. But 2225, 2600, and let's see, 2600. So I think it's about right. It could have broke 3K. And all right, 96 molten metal Jordan. This one, the scan was a little dark, so we actually were able to add another picture here. Kind of lightens it up a little bit. Super tough insert, also a true gem, quad 9.5. Jordan, what else do we need to say? Molten metal. I know later years of molten metal sell crazy money. It doesn't look like those ones, but they're still molten metal. So this one should do based off comps, I believe around like 13 to 1500. So I definitely think the snipers are going to be on alert for this. So we got 7 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. Any action? No bid. So 1,048. All right. So Michael, why don't you talk about these Yugoslavia stickers? I know we have a few.
Yeah, so these are really cool. Obviously, when you collect Jordan, I think the really fun thing is that he's such a giant of the sport, and he was such a global icon that Jordan, unlike a lot of other players who, listen, they're really great, but they don't necessarily have that same international appeal. Jordan has so many cool little international issues. We get all kinds of men. You get stuff from France, Spain, Hong Kong, Japan, and these are from Yugoslavia, which is so fun just given the immense amount of passion that they have for basketball there. We have a couple of them in this auction. They're all extremely low pop. I think each one has less than 10 or 15 copies in the pop report at all. Some of the photos are awesome, like really fun action shots. So, whoa,
Yeah,
big bid.
Yeah, look at that jump from 300 to 2,000. And that's about what we expected. I know none of us here have really ever heard of those cards before they came to us on auction, but all right. So now we have a Skybox Z-Force Big Men on Court Jordan. Really, really cool die cut, very condition sensitive. You could see a little bit of chipping on the edges and corners, even though corners may be a loose term on this card because there's maybe 20 corners on it, or no corners at all. Depends how you look at it. But yeah, so this one's at 23.25. Really tough 9. To see this card any higher than a 9 is crazy. A PSA 10, BGS 9.5, those bring multiples of what this one's at. Just got a bid to 24.25, 2,500 at 27.27, 33.50. Snipers were on alert. So now we're heating up a little bit. Started off a little slow, but we got that out of the way. Here we have a Vlad Jr. purple refractor chrome auto. Michael, what do you think? You follow baseball more than I do.
Yeah, do you want to close out some of those old tabs and I'll talk? Vlad, I mean, listen, the Jays did not have a great year, but I think Vlad has continued to show that he has a lot of power. He has great plate discipline, and he's improved his fielding a bit. And I think, the most important thing with Vlad really is you see the continued sense of, honing his craft. So even though he's had a little bit of, a downturn, people see that the underlying fundamentals are good. And that's making a lot of people still pretty bullish about the future of Vlad.
Yeah, so this one's at 14.26. Just got another bid there. And 15.25. Any further action? Nope. 15.25. All right, next, just like the Vlad, same thing, but Soto. Michael, this is all you.
I mean, Soto is awesome. He's been playing really great. Obviously, had a little bit of a slow start. People were declaring the end of Juan Soto in May, but turns out he does this every single year. And he's got, I think, like 30 home runs. He's got 100 RBI, something like 100 walks. Just absolutely incredible offensive stats. Now the big question is whether or not he signs an extension with the Padres or if he tests free agency. Either way, it's going to be really fun. I mean, he's such a fun player to watch. He's so exciting. And, he generated so much hype right when cards were becoming hot in the pandemic. I'm sure you can tell some stories about what these did in 2019 and 2020.
Yeah. Well, 3 seconds left. 22.77. Any takers? 22.77. I'm not too sure on comps on that, but that sounds about right. Shohei Ohtani, Diamond Kings rookie jersey autograph, BGS 9.5 with a 9 auto. Unfortunate timing with him having a season-ending injury, but nonetheless, probably still going to win the MVP. I know we have a very big Ohtani believer in the house who claims that he's going to win 3 World Series on the Dodgers in 1 year, maybe 4 World Series. I don't remember exactly how you said it, but a few World Series. I don't know how he's going to do it, but Michael's set on that happening. So we were just telling him you can do anything you set your mind to. But this one's 16.55, 5 seconds left, maybe another bid or two. I think this one might be about right, and it will stay at 16.55. Another Ohtani, Michael. Would you like to dispute what I said?
At first, people said that no one could pitch and hit at the same time, and Ohtani did it. So now, you're out here doubting that he can win multiple World Series in the same year. All I'll say is, watch him. This is really cool. Listen, Leaf make really awesome cards. Yeah, the lack of licensing hurts, and sometimes it cuts down, but I think this one, it doesn't. Beautiful, bright prism. Good auto here. He's in great classic batting stance. Really kind of minimal, fun, bold design. Looks really great. Again, I think like you said with the LeBron high school uniforms, it's a great option for someone who doesn't have the budget to go after the giant Topps rookie autos, but wants something that's rookie year. It's a great card.
So that one will do $1,025. I wonder how much better that would have done if he didn't get shut down. So we got another Ohtani. We just talked about him for 2 auctions roll. Let's go to one of the comments. So Kevin is asking if we ever set up at shows to accept consignment, and we should come to the Philly show. So we do set up at a lot of the shows. We do Chicago, the National, Dallas, Burbank, and other ones locally. And we always accept consignment there. And we went to the last Philly show. It was great. Got some consignment, met a lot of new clients, but unfortunately we will not be there this time. But you can always mail us stuff in. Reach out for more information. We can help you out there. But this one we got 13 seconds left. It's at 620. Seems really low for an Ohtani rookie auto. I'm hoping it gets another bid to bump it up, maybe 800 to 1,000. Okay, 760, and that one will do 760. Yeah, maybe people aren't taken to the Ohtani news well. So here we have a really, really sick Derek Jeter Topps Dynasty PSA 1010 logo patch dual auto, on card auto, really, really nice. Got what's that, about a quarter of the Yankees logo there. It's out of 5, pop 2. That's 40% of the run, but it's still pop 2 is a pop 2, especially with the dual grade. I mean, he signs like his autograph is pretty lengthy, so to get a 10 auto from PSA on that, it's pretty impressive. I mean, they could have streaks and little things like that. So this is at 4650. Really not sure where it's going to land. Could do 10,000, could do 6451. That's a nice little jump right there. And 6450. I think our customer will be pretty happy with that one. And then Michael, I don't even need to say anything else. This is all you.
Kyle Tucker. Kyle no gloves, although he does sometimes use batting gloves now, which is tragic. Really exciting hitter on the Astros. He's had a really fantastic year. And it really seems like anytime Yordan Alvarez slows down, Kyle Tucker somehow turns it up another gear. He's definitely not the most camera-friendly person, a bit quiet, but the numbers don't lie. He can hit. He's putting up great numbers on a team that's kind of becoming a dynasty. To get a 10, very tough. It's a beautiful card. He has a great auto. I mean, a gold refractor. Hits all the notes. These have been up and down, so it'll be fun to see where it ends in 3 seconds.
Yeah, 2375's gotten a few bids, but small increments. 2375. Next, an Aaron Judge, Bowman Chrome Auto, PSA 10. Not having quite the same season that he had last year, but still a Yankees power hitter. That means something in itself. So this one is a PSA 10. Autograph looks a little bit faded, not terrible. I don't know if it's going to get a PSA 10 auto if you try, but 2013, I remember opening this stuff and was actually offered an Aaron Judge gold auto for $90 and didn't take it because I thought he was too old. He was a college bat, and back then in 2013, like the best gold auto might have been like $300, $400, $500. So I didn't want to pay $90 for this. So 1691, I'm expecting some action. There we go. 2316, maybe one more bump. 2316. All right. Next, we have a Justin Herbert PSA 9 Select tie-dye rookie auto. 10 auto. Perfect auto there. Serial numbered out of 15. 14 out of 15. Chargers not starting how a lot of people wanted them to. Chargers, yeah, I thought the Chargers would at least be 1-1. That loss to the Titans was a little rough. Taking that personal due to DraftKings, but we won't get into that. But yeah, this one, true rookie auto from Select, tie-dye out of 15. Tie-dye is a super popular color parallel. Select just really nice. It's sticker auto. Wish it was on card, but this one's at 1650. Wouldn't be shocked if it did 2200 to 2500. And let's see, 1650. People must not really like the Chargers start there. I think somebody got a solid deal if they could turn around and win some games. Back-to-back Herberts. We have an Optic Contenders Gold Rookie of the Year insert auto. This one is on card, really nice auto, gold prism. This one is serial numbered out of 10, number 2 of 10. It's at $2,025. Michael, do you have anything to say about Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, the Chargers definitely having a slow start. He's an awesome individual talent, and I think what we've seen is that plays out every now and again, where somebody is just so good that it doesn't matter that the team isn't amazing. They're gonna have fans. They're gonna have collectors. Obviously, the poor team started slowing it down, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more bids here.
Yeah, $29.50. That's a nice little jump. The snipers were on alert there. $29.50. I think that's a pretty good sale. This one here is an interesting one. So we have Brady, Montana, Bradshaw, all in the same card. 3 of the, arguably 1 and 2 of the greatest quarterbacks. I don't know where Bradshaw stacks up, but he's definitely in that, top 10, top 15 conversation. So triple autograph with jerseys, 8 of 15, BGS 9, no auto grade, which means a auto less than a 10, most likely because Bradshaw is off the sticker, and that will do it. This is at 23.22. This is one that personally is my card. I own this card. I'm hoping it does a lot more than this, but one hasn't sold in a while. If it could somehow get to 28 to 3,000, I can sleep tonight. It's at 25.50 and 25.50. So not the best, could have been worse. Here we have Jared Goff, a National Treasures 2016. This is the green jersey number parallel. It's numbered out of 16 to his jersey number right here, 15 of 16. Michael, do you have anything to say about Jared Goff?
I think it's really fun to see Jared Goff doing pretty well right now. I mean, the Lions are a really exciting team. It's very exciting to see him in a new environment. There's a lot of young talent around him, and he brings a little bit of that veteran presence. So I think it's a good mix. I think it's going to be fun to see where his cards go, because that's just such a unique environment for a player to be in. A true out of 99 did like 1,600 a few weeks ago. So up or down, we'll find out.
Yeah, so 14.57. Let's see if the snipers like Jared Goff. And they don't. So the snipers have been a little quiet. Maybe we need to bring the actual snipers out from from Jeremy's book here. Got to find how to do this again. But so now we have a Tiger Woods Gaudy Sport Royalty BGS 9.5. Really nice on-card auto. Woods has such a great auto. And, BGS 9.5, Gem Mint. Michael, what do you got to say about Tiger?
I mean, probably one of the greatest athletes of all time. I mean, you just talk about how long he was world number 1, and that is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, Jordan has championships, but to be world number 1 for such a consistent period of time is unheard of. So it's no surprise that he has such a demand.
Yeah, so this one's at 998, 1008. Snipers are late, but so this one is going to sell for $1,033, about where we expected it. Next, we got an Erling Haaland. I usually say Holland, but since I'm on live stream, I pronounce it how I think it's supposed to be pronounced. Michael, you probably know this, but here we have a museum collection gold rookie numbered out of 50. This one should do at least 1,100-1,200. I'll be shocked if it can't even get to 1,000. But Michael, what do you got to say?
I mean, he's probably writing the best resume in soccer right now, right up there with him and Mbappe, but he's in a better, more competitive league. He's younger. Like, it's just awesome. He has a few cards from this year, but not a ton of options. So, yeah, definitely guys buy what they can when they can.
Yeah, 761. Snipers, 761. All right. Next, we have a Sean O'Malley, one of Michael's favorite fighters, a Color Blast PSA 10. Big win in Boston. Michael, this is all yours. We've been waiting for a nice Sean O'Malley for you.
I know. I am a big fan of Sean O'Malley. He is great. No, he legitimately is a very talented fighter. Has a really unique style. He's a very unique, colorful, one of a kind personality. Some people hate him, but a lot of people love him.
Colorful fighter.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
It works. Some people really love him. He definitely has a lot of fans, and they do buy his cards. He is probably one of the more in-demand guys in the Panini era of MMA cards, so should see pretty strong numbers here after the championship fight.
Yep, 15.25. Let's see if it gets any more action. 15.25. Now
It's
this
actually
this
really
one's
good.
really sick. That's good. I think anything over $1, Michael would say, is really good on that card. So here we have a Magic Johnson, super sick. It looks like a champion patch in the middle. This is from 2007 Artifacts, old school upper deck, PSA 8, based on the borders and edges. PSA 8 looks like a tough grade. Yeah, looking at the back, officially worn in the NBA game. This is a game used patch. This is well before all the player worn and all that. So this one is at 485. We really had no idea what to expect on this one. We thought this is one that could really pop off just because the champion patch, game worn, old school upper deck. But we'll see. 565, 626, and it will end at 626. Here is a Jamar Chase, PSA 5. Not the best grade, but PSA 5. National Treasures. This is the Nike swoosh logo patch auto, numbered out of 2. One of 2. That's jersey number. So this one here, really nice. I don't know why it's a 5. I know the Bengals and Jamar have started a little slower than people are expecting, but I think last year they started 0-3 or even 0-4, and then they ended up making the AFC Championship game. So I think that might be a trend with Burrow and the Bengals to start slow and then really heat up. So if you're looking to buy Burrow or something, then this may be a really good time. I've debated it. So this one's at 18.27 with 3 seconds left. Any snipers? 18.52 and 18.52. So then we have back-to-back sick patches. We have a Lamar, really nice patch there. The Ravens tend to have really good patches. Looks like a 20th anniversary patch, 20 seasons. Card is numbered out of 8. I wonder if the other 8 are kind of this full patch, or if you could put together the other ones, that'd be cool to see. But nice 10 auto, BGS 6.5. Don't really think the grade matters a ton here. But that one's at 22.55. Seems like a really good number for a insert Lamar RPA, but we'll see. They started out hot, a couple good wins to start the season. It looks like they have a good chance to win the division. 22.55, 5 seconds left. Anything? And it looks like it will sell for 22.55.
A PSA 9 from that same subset did like 1,000 last week. So that's
wow.
how good that patch is.
Yeah, that's actually really good sale. Then I had no idea what to expect. So this one, I don't know why I like this one so much, but this is a 04 Ultimate Bill Russell, and it's numbered out of 6. This year, this set, they made one. I think all of them are not numbered, and then they have ones that are numbered to their jersey number. So Bill Russell, like you said earlier, if it's involving his jersey number, it's probably low numbered. This one, I actually had no idea what it could do. I think it's sitting at a really good price right now. And if the current bid was 5,000, I wouldn't even be surprised. So here we go. We have a jump to 2,000, and it will sell for $2,057. All right. Here's a Kobe 96 Finest Apprentices rookie refractor. Michael, what do you got to say?
I really love this card. I think it definitely is one of the best options to start getting Kobe refractors from his rookie year into your collection at like a reasonable price, especially if you get in around this grade range. You look for a nice PSA 7, PSA 8. You can find some really good deals. I do love it's like a very of the 90s design, right? With him ripping through the card, kind of playing with like a 3D look. It's cool. It's Kobe. It's a rare refractor from the 90s. It's everything you want.
Yeah, and this is a card at peak market. I mean, you're looking at, I believe, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So it's at 915, and that will end at 915, which is about right. I think we expected it in the 1,000 give or take range, so it's within reason. Back to back Kobe's. We have a really cool foily looking on card auto PSA 9 from 2012 Elite, numbered out of 199. This one really cool, really sharp card. Those foil surfaces are tough to grade, just prone to scratches, chipping. Die cuts are tough to grade with you have more edges and corners. So PSA 9 is really solid on this card, and I think 1250 is in that range of like an on card higher numbered Kobe auto. His stuff has definitely cooled off. It's seen a little bit of a resurgence lately, but 1375. This is one I think could do like 1600, but if there's no more bids, I still think it did pretty good. So 1405 is what this one will close at. Then here is a Luka 2018 Select White Prism rookie. This one is really sharp looking card, numbered out of 149, 65 of 149. Really cool pose. See the stands, the crowd in the background. White jersey, white prism. It's a color match, and it's kind of cool because a lot of his rookie cards he's wearing the blue Mavericks jersey. So to see him in a card wearing the white jersey with the white borders, it just looks kind of cool. And then you got like the white on the PSA label and everything like that. So this one's at 1320. There hasn't been any comps on this one in a while. I think there's only been a couple comps total, like in the last year. Michael, do you know what those comps were by chance? Or
The last sale on this was 2,400 in April. So I mean, the Mavs still had a playoff shot in April.
Yeah, so 1705. I think Luka's market as a whole since April has come down quite a bit. So that's a pretty reasonable sale. So this one's really cool here. This Larry Johnson. I don't know if you guys know who that guy is right there, wearing number 8 on the Lakers, but that's Kobe, and I think that's part of the reason why this card sells pretty well. This set, really nice set, cool. Those PMGs are awesome. This looks like somebody like bolted his name onto the card, and these things in the light are really nice. They have really nice rainbow shine. But yeah, Larry Johnson, numbered out of 50. Kobe Bryant, watching him dunk, it looks like. 1577. Let's see. I think the snipers may be watching this one. Yep, there we go. 2550. Anything else? 2915. It's a really good sale, I think.
Yeah, right. The last sale for that was 2K in June.
In the same grade?
No, raw, that same exact card.
Nice. So Kobe, jersey number. He's wearing number 8. This card's number 24. Still jersey number. I personally, I like to have the card jersey match the jersey number. If this was 8 of 100, it'd be a little more appealing to me, but I know there are diehard Kobe guys who anything that's 24/8, regardless of the jersey, are very interested in it. So this one's at 1125. The scan doesn't do it a ton of justice, and the peel kind of makes it tough to see the shine of that card. But 1125, 3 seconds left. 1150. Any takers? 1336. Somebody snuck in that last second bid there. 1336 for that Kobe. And then next, another Kobe. We're Kobe heavy. This one, really, really nice game used patch. numbered out of 10, which to find a game used patch numbered out of 10 of like an old school Upper Deck, it's really cool. They didn't have a ton of different parallels, different sets like they do today. So, out of 10, super sick patch. Kobe Bryant. What else is there to say about it? So this is a BGS 8.5. Really, really nice, really nice patch. Michael, do you have anything?
Yeah, I think that if it weren't for Exquisite coming out the year after this, everybody would love this set as like the best set of the early 2000s. It's so gorgeous. The minimal design is there.
Yeah, 1450. So that's more than the Kobe autograph sold for, the Panini autograph, if you look at it that way. So this one again, this is the second of our 4 Yugoslavia Jordan stickers. The last one had a crazy jump to about 2000. Let's hope this one does about the same thing. Like Michael said, the first time, just really cool. There's all different Jordan cards from different countries, bunch of stuff that we've probably never seen or heard of before that we may come across at some point in the future. But, being able to learn about these from the client that sent these in, it's just really cool. I mean, like if I saw these at a show for $50 each, I may not have even looked twice at them. It's just looks like a random Jordan card, but like Michael said, only 10 or less have been graded of each one. So $400, 560, any 1180. Okay, so that's a good little jump there. Broke the $1,000 mark. Cool picture of him sitting down drinking Gatorade water. So here's the other one. This is our third of the 4. BGS 6.5. Michael, is there anything you wanted to add to the first thing you said about them?
Yeah, I think that again, it is so cool because for a lot of guys, this represents like unbroken ground. Like, I think a lot of people love the fact that with these, there's a real element of the hunt to it, of like trying to track them down, find them from a market that is not necessarily one that has a huge basketball collecting culture. So the guys who source these and find these, it's like treasure hunting, and it's awesome to see the journey that each one takes to hit the market. So it's really fun when they do come up for sale.
Yeah, well, that one just had another crazy jump there, 2280, about over doubled in the last few seconds. Again, all of these so far, the pictures and the poses have been really cool. Like, you got, what other Jordan card do you know where he's sitting on the bench drinking like Gatorade or water? And this one, it's like making the face, dunking, like just cool shots. It looks like the photographer who took these was just kind of in not your normal spots that you would see a photographer for, like what you see the cards and the pictures on the card. So this one's already at 2000. A 6.5 is actually a really good grade, believe it or not, for a post vintage card that, late 80s card that it's tough. But 2225, I think we might see another jump, 3038, and this one will close at 3038. So these are cool. I mean, they were sitting low for a while, but they've all seemed to come around. So this one here, Otani, another one that I will say is my card, and I'm hoping it does a little better, but obviously the Otani news is out of my control. But this is a really, really short print. Michael, this is your guy.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, this is the super short print. I think that this is really cool because it's honestly, it deserves being a super short print. It's probably the best image of him that Topps printed. It's really great. I love the contrast of the white jersey. It's so cool. And these are actually pretty tough to grade. Obviously, that full bleed design, you get a lot of little bits of edge wear. So to get this in a 10 is really awesome.
Yeah, so 1850, anything else? 1850. All right. Let's go to a quick comment here. So Brian is asking if we do sealed wax for MC Mondays. Yeah, we do. Generally, each MC Monday, we've always had like 3 to 5 items that are sealed wax. This one, I don't think we have any. It may be our first one that we don't have any, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, anything that's factory sealed, cases, boxes, anything that's wrapped by like baseball card exchange, and we'll take it. So feel free to contact us if you have anything like that. So here we have a Mahomes Optic red and yellow BGS 9.5. Big win over the Jaguars yesterday. Low scoring game, but two really tough teams. Could have went either way. This one's at 8:10 with 5 seconds left. Definitely going to see a little bit of action. 861, 888. Last second bid there. So here's another really cool old school patch, kind of like the Magic, but this is a logo man. This is like before Panini, before all that stuff. Like this is a game worn logo man of T-Mac. Looks like the patch is from the Magic, but really cool card. This one's numbered 1/1. Cool purple numbering, like they did in the 90s with those 1/1 masterpieces with the purple. So how like Panini has black 1/1. The purple was the color to represent 1/1. So here, this one again, no idea what to expect for value. 1913, nice little bump there. Would not be shocked to see this one really take off. 2024, 2174, they're 3,000. The snipers are having it, 4,000. So that one doubled last few seconds. So there's been a lot of action recently on some of these bigger cards. Some really, really low pop. Jordan, maximum metal, PSA 10. This is a pop 25. Really, really tough grade with the color borders, the red, the way these were packed out, the way that, when they were first released, they weren't worth a whole lot. People weren't keeping them in tip-top condition. So this one's at 38.50. The whole Jordan insert market has really taken off. And with this one being pop 25, who knows when the next one will pop up. So this one, I wouldn't be shocked at all, again, to see it do like, 4,500, 5,000, maybe higher. Maybe it stays flat, but I know there's always snipers on alert when it comes to Jordans. So we'll see. 4,000, 5,600. All right, that's pretty good. Very nice. All right. So Steph Curry, Michael, why don't you take it away?
Awesome card. I love 2013 Prism. I think it has a really great look to it. I don't know if they actually changed something in the production process, but the prisms on them really do just have like a different level of shine. Golds from 2013 are just unreal in person. I mean, Curry just completely changed the game. You talk about the history of basketball, and there really is pre and post Curry in terms of how people approach offense. So I think that there are a lot of collectors who really value players that have that kind of historic impact. In addition to obviously winning 4 championships tends to get you some fans. So hopefully this gets a little bit more action. One hasn't sold in about a year, so should be someone excited.
There you go. 4,174. That seems like a very, very good number for that card. I think our client will be happy. This one here is really, really interesting card. So this is the 2018 Luka Prism Sensational Signatures Auto, but this is the choice green. This is numbered out of 8. This is only from Prism Choice. Product that is super tough to get your hands on. This is where you get the nebulas and all the different color combinations from Prism, like the red or the yellow and green and blue. So this one is numbered out of 6, or I'm sorry, out of 8. I think it's sitting kind of low right now, but one hasn't sold in so long. There's only 8 of them. Another one that the snipers may majorly be on alert. So 2333. Let's see, 2,600, 34.79, and any takers at anything higher, 34.79. So that one, a nice little bump from the last couple minutes. Here is a Mike Trout Sterling Refractor Auto, BGS 9.510. The auto is a little faded, maybe a little more than a little. But Michael, you're the baseball guy. What do you think?
I love this. I think that this is actually probably Trout's most aesthetically pleasing card from his prospect days. I know that it's hard to beat the first Bowman, especially when his first Bowman is so monumental for the hobby in terms of like that era shift. This is a gorgeous card. I mean, you've got the American League logo in the background. The refractor is beautiful. If this were an on-card auto, it'd be probably one of the hottest cards in all of baseball. He's had a rough year, but it's still Mike Trout. Should see a little bit of action here at the end.
2027. I wonder if the faded autograph had a lot to do with that selling for that low. So Ellie De La Cruz Atomic, these things look awesome on the scanner, kind of like a cracked ice. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, Ellie's, I mean, listen, it's still very early to tell, small sample size, but definitely has that super high ceiling, potential generational player. Really exciting to watch. Just has a lot of energy. Great on-field presence, great on the mic presence. The Reds really have a great young core that they built up through, unfortunately, a couple of years of tanking, but it's looking really good in Cincinnati these days. Collectors are excited about him. Prospectors love him. So should see a couple more bumps here. Nothing too crazy, though.
Yeah, 2025. Any takers? And that will sell for $2,025. Like I said about the Jamar Chase, little bit slow start for the Bengals. I think this Burrow rookie ticket PSA 1010 variation, I think it's doing pretty well at 3,800. Preseason, it was about a $4,500 card. So to see like a 10% drop for the first two games is actually stronger than some other quarterbacks may have had. I mean, some guys may drop 50% if they lose their first game, especially these young quarterbacks. I think the prospectors are kind of tough. But I think Burrow has proven himself enough that people aren't too worried after two games. I think maybe if they're 0-5, then we should start to worry a little bit. But this one's at 3,900 with 5 seconds left. Will we get another bid? I don't think so, but we'll see. So no more bids at 3,900. Again, I think all things considered, that is a very solid price. So here we have a Sam Howell cracked ice rookie ticket auto. Commanders are 2-0. Sam Howell he's done well. I mean, I never knew much about him, but he's done well, and I know he's popular. Really nice on-card rookie ticket auto, number to 22. PSA 10. Just a really nice looking card. We have a few really cool cracked ices in this auction. So 4,250. No idea what this thing can end at. It could double. It could stay at this. I don't know. 4,400. Maybe it breaks 5K. Snipers on alert. 4,550. Will we see any more action at the end? 4,800. Okay, a little bit. And
That's
4,800.
really good. The last sale on this one, I checked the timestamp literally right after they won their game. One got hit on bin for 4,000, and so that's pretty strong. I mean, 4,800 is nice.
Yeah. So here's a Herbert, Optic rated rookie green prism out of 5. Optic's really nice, really cool looking. It just doesn't get the same love as Prism. There was a lot of talk like the first few years of Optic, and 2016 with the first year of Optic, and I remember hearing a lot of chatter that Optic's going to overtake Prism. Some guys I know were dead set that Optic was going to be better than Prism, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen now. I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened. But this one 1,550, 1,875. And that will close for 1875. Then a Kobe Jason Kidd, exquisite dual auto finalists. Really cool set, some really, really nice pairings. throughout the set. There's like a Jordan Rodman. There's all different combinations from NBA Finals matchups or various matchups. So this one, 29.38, is solid. We expected it to do about 3K. I believe the last one sold last year, right in that 2,900 range, 27 if I'm not mistaken. Michael,
A BGS 8 sold last year for 3,200 on the dot. And then before that, the last sale was in like 2017, and before that, 2013. So to see this at all is awesome.
Yeah, 3,600. Wow. Any last minute snipers? 3,600. I think that's a great sale on that card. I've opened it twice. Okay. All right, going back to Optic here. We have LaMelo. We have a few really, really cool LaMelos. I'm sure you guys have seen the reel that Michael put up. There's a cracked ice. There's an NT. There's an Optic Gold. You look at a Prism Gold LaMelo and what that would sell for. I personally owned one when the market was a lot higher, and I believe I got about 80 or 90,000 for it. And I don't think it's going to do that today, but I can tell you it's going to do a lot more than 35.50. This one, I wouldn't be shocked one bit to see it do like 6,000, give or take. I think it's going to get a jump above this, but I do think we may have skipped an auction if this one has that much time left.
We did jump over the LeBron Glass rookie auto. It did $5,400, which is a very strong sale for that card, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that, but
live television,
Yeah. First try can't be perfect. We're not as good as Jeremy, but yeah. So this LaMelo, 35.50, 30 seconds left. Will he have a great year this year? Will Charlotte start to pick up? Will he be in the MVP conversation? To be determined. But yeah, I mean, he's been good. I mean, just really nice Optic Gold, numbered out of 10, 4 of 10. Kind of cool rookie photo shoot picture there. Looks decently centered there. 35.50 is what that one will close for.
Mm-hmm. This is awesome.
Yeah, this one, Jordan game use patch, BGS 9.5, numbered out of 75. Old school upper deck like we talked about in the Kobe and in the Magic and the T-Mac, but really, really nice patch, stitching, everything, 3-color. It's number 66 of 75. Really awesome picture. Great subgrades. 9.5 corners. Usually the subgrade of a 9 you would expect to be the corners just because how thick the card is and in the color borders. But so 26.76. Definitely going to see some action here. Let's see, 26.76, 3 seconds left. Any snipers? 36.40. That was a good little jump there. I just moved the Kobe and LeBron of that exact same card and didn't get much more than that number for the pair. So got a Jackson Holiday, really, really hot. Michael, baseball, it's all you.
Yeah, Holiday's just been completely lighting up the minor leagues. There's a lot of hype around him even before the draft, and when the draft happened, a lot of people were intrigued to see how he would play when he started getting into the developmental leagues, getting on the backfields, because maybe it was all hype, son of a good major leaguer. But it wasn't hype. It was just literally true. There's a little bit of smoke that the Orioles might call him up even this year with the roster expansion and playoffs. Time will tell, but I mean, the heat behind him is like no one else in the minors right now. This is the guy. And yeah, 4,000, that's really strong.
Yeah, 4,050. This is a true gem plus too, so definitely helps. We have the Mahomes 2017 Select tricolor field level. Field level, rarest of the 3 levels. You have concourse, premier levels, and then field level. The silver prism of this is super short printed. This one is numbered to 99. I believe the other levels are higher numbered. I think with like 149, 199. This one is 99 of 99, which I think is pretty cool. I know a lot of people who really value that. 1740, I don't know if one has sold anytime recently, but 1740 seems a little bit light, but I don't know. Maybe that's around the comp. So 2012, 2575, and that one will stay at 2575. Another Mahomes, the stained glass. Really, really cool insert, really popular. Michael, it's all you.
Yeah, I really love this. I think that, you talk about a guy who has potential to be the face of the NFL, who's basically taken up the mantle that Brady had as being just the best quarterback in the league without any real debate. And Mahomes has been the guy. I think it also came right at the right time in terms of there's enough of his high-end product to get people interested. You get an ability to pick them up at shows or on auction, but there's also not too much that there is real competition to pick up these big cards like this. I mean, these bids just keep coming in up to 4,200, so it could go a little bit higher.
4,277, 4,500. Anything else? 4,500. So this one is awesome, and we even put a camera picture so you could really see the shine there. You look at this, it's a gold refractor, Michael Jordan, uncirculated, numbered out of 50. You don't see a ton of Michael Jordan gold refractors from the post 90s that are numbered, because after his playing days, Topps wasn't printing any of his cards, and Upper Deck obviously does not have that chrome and refractor and did not really have that shiny product back in the day. So this one's at 5,200. I think that's a pretty good number, but also, again, this is one that I wouldn't be surprised if it pops off and does more. I mean, this is a PSA 10 and the pop 5. So 5,600, and that is what it will stay at. All right. Go into the chat real quick. Let's say hello to Chad. How's it going, Chad? Good to see you in here. We have Rage 508 Cards. What's up, man? Glad to see you here as well. So, starting to get into some of the better cards of the auction. We have a LaMelo, NT, RPA, PSA 8. Nice patch. Is that a 4-color? I guess different shades of blue there. This one's at 6,150. When this card came out, I sold one of these for like 50 or 60,000. It just shows like that was like peak market, but when it just seems cheap. It's starting to get some action now. 69.88. Will we get another bid? Don't think so. 69.88 on that one. Next we have another Kobe. This is actually one of the last autographs that Kobe signed. It was the 2019 Select in flight. This is the neon green parallel, really nice on-card auto. This one is numbered. Where is the serial number? It's numbered out of 49. I don't know where the serial number is, but it's on there somewhere. It's right there on the left. So yeah, this one is always really popular amongst Kobe collectors. There's various parallels. We just sold the silver version of this, which I believe is out at 99, and I think we got around 5,000 for it. And that, I know our client was very happy with that sale. This one 4,300 with 3 seconds, 44, 44, 49, 38. So this one sells right in that same range, which makes sense because the silver prism looks a little nicer than the green prism. So for them to sell the same makes Makes sense. So here is a 96 Finest Jordan Gold Refractor, BGS 9.5 Gem Mint. Another one that we added a photo to. Picture looks a little blurry. Just to really show that shine on this card. Like the scan doesn't do it justice. This card in person is awesome. It's like an atomic refractor. Minimal greening. I know some of them green. A lot of the 90s stuff does. But, just an awesome gold refractor Jordan. I think where it currently sits is pretty strong. I think that's a really solid number. I want to say the last one was maybe a little less, somewhere in the fives. I can be wrong, but 3 seconds left, 5,900, and that will stay at 59. Here's a really, really cool one, kind of a unique piece, a Jerry Rice, Joe Montana dual game use shield. Michael, what do you think?
I love this. I mean, first off, it's an NFL Shield 101 for each guy. That's awesome. They don't have a ton of shields, being older players. But then to have both of them on the same card, and it's beyond just having, there's a duel of two really great players. I mean, these guys are so inextricably tied to each other with just the level of play that they achieved, the success that they had. So obviously there's going to be a Niners fan out there that this is a grail. This is their only dual shield that they have. And it's awesome. I mean, this is the definition of crowning off your PC.
Yeah, I mean, if this had a Panini or Upper Deck logo on it, it would be like 10,000 plus, if not way more. So 2,700 is what it will sell for. About, I'm not surprised. I know these non-licensed cards can sometimes sell a little less than expected. So this one here looks like this one's doing way better than I would have thought. It's at 14,000 for LaMelo Cracked Ice. I mean, that's almost double his NT RPA. Cracked Ice is really popular. I mean, in football, I feel like it's a lot more popular in football than basketball, but these are fresh redemptions. Panini just started shipping them over the last month or two. 14K. If it doesn't get another bid, I think our client will be extremely happy, but who knows? It may go higher. It may sit. 9 seconds left. 14-1. Snipers, anyone? And it will stay at 14-1, which again, really, really good number there. Kenny Pickett, who's actually playing right now, I believe the game is really close with not much time left. Let me try and check. But this is an absolute kaboom, PSA 10. Tough grade, rookie. Another one who hasn't started the season as well as we wanted to see. They got stomped by the 49ers, but I think the 49ers are just that good of a team, so you can't fully judge it on losing to them. But this one's at 3,000. I think 3,000 is very low. I don't know if his market had a huge overreaction after their week 1 loss. But I believe we were expecting this one to do in like the 5,500 to 6,000 range. So 3,150 and 3,150. So the Pickett investors may have jumped ship for the time being. Okay, so now we have a little more breathing room. We get into the higher end items here on MC Monday, and we start to space them out 2 minutes. And since we have a little bit of breathing room, let's bring on a guest visitor here real quick. None other than Jeremy Lee himself, our guest on the show today.
What is up, you guys? How's it going?
Good. How about
it's
you,
good.
Jeremy? How's the flight?
Doing good. Just got home from my flight. I just got home and I'm turning around and flying right back tomorrow because I got to go back for a funeral now. But so I wanted to stop in. I don't want to disrupt your flow, fellas. I mean, I was listening a little bit. Looks like you got it figured out. It's great.
Yeah. Some great sales so far. Some a little less. I feel like a little bit more low sales than normal. for an MC Monday, but some of these sales, the better sales, have been really good, like that LaMelo Ice. So this Mahomes is at about 18K, 40 seconds left. At one point, this card was like $50,000. And obviously the market's down, Mahomes market's a little down, but this is one that I'm expecting to break 20 to 21,000. If it doesn't, I think somebody got a really, really good buy. So, 20 seconds left. Hasn't been any changes in the bid since we opened the tab about a minute and a half ago. Let's hope we see something, because if this thing sells under 20K, I'm going to be mad that I was not able to buy it myself.
Final moment right
Let's
now.
see, 3 seconds. And that one, wow. That's someone got a really good deal on that. All right. So next, another big Mahomes piece. I mean, this is the gold XRC. This is another one that I owned at peak market, and I had a BGS 9, and I think I moved it for like 150,000. But again, this is no longer peak market, and a 9 is nowhere near that. But this is like his first rookie. I mean, even though it came out later, but this is like his XRC. This is like his Star Jordan or things like that. So 14.3, I think it's a little light. I mean, I also don't know. Michael, do you know, are there any recents on this?
Let's see. I do have the last sale. The last sale on this was 18,000 last year, in December. So, I mean, they were having a way better season last year. He had a little bit more heat. So this feels about right with a minute left. And, the thing that I really love about these is, Mike, obviously we've both seen this card in person, but the depth of the prism on this is incredible. Like, truly, you get this card in the light and it just looks special and it's eye-catching and it's awesome. And if you're walking by a showcase that has one, oh, you see it from across the room. Like, they are gorgeous cards.
Yeah, and also, like, you look at the base version of this card in a PSA 10, I think it's like $4,000 to $5,000. Would you rather have 3 PSA 10s or the gold out of 10 in a BGS 8? Like, I'd rather have the gold over like 5 PSA 10s because it's the gold out of 10. So 5 seconds left, 15,000, 16.7. So this one, 18,000. This one got some really, really good traction there. Michael, what did you say the last one did?
The last one did 18.6. So
right in that same range, in a down market. That's pretty good. Here's the Brady. This is one of my favorites. Another one that at its current price, I would have loved to own, and I really hope it pops off. But this one, the scan doesn't do it a lot of justice, but this thing is like rainbow foil, really low numbered. It's lowest numbered Brady auto. He only has a couple other that go as low as 50. $8,800. When this one went live, sometimes eBay auctions, when they go live, it takes like 24 hours. eBay says that they're indexing. So like a lot of Jordan, LeBron, Brady stuff won't show up until about 24 hours after we list it. And I remember we got like 6 DMs. They were like, "Where's the card? I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I want to bid on it." And I'm like, "Oh, it'll pop up in about 24 hours." And then it pops up and boom, there's a lot of action off the rip there. But yeah, this one's low. It's not going to lie. It's low. I think it can do 11, 12,000 based off the amount of interest when it first listed. I think these guys have their finger on the trigger right now, and you may see some crazy action. Hopefully we do see that, because I said we were going to see some crazy action a few times today, and we either did or there were a few times where it fell flat. So I want to be right more than I was wrong. 10 seconds left. 80.
This is a rookie out of 50 autographed. Seems like a big card to me.
Yeah, I mean, these Brady guys, they got to be fighting for it here. 12. There we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. I have one more in the right tally than the wrong tally today.
A 50% bump in the final split second. Nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's still a good, fair price on that card. I think at one point that was like a $25,000-$30,000 card.
What do you? Hey, what do
Here
you guys?
is an.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
just because
No.
it's a minute and a half here, Mike. I want to know stale product. He says right here, grades don't matter for golds to me. What are your thoughts on? Like, I kind of agree with that when it comes to a rare card. You get it when you can.
Yeah, I mean, in the instance of like that Mahomes, you definitely have to get it when you can. If it's like a 2021 Prism Gold and you're looking at like a PSA 7 versus a PSA 10, I do think there's a lot more variance. I still think that Mahomes in a higher grade would sell for a multiple of that. But yeah, I mean, having that grades don't matter approach is good because you could be happy with buying a BGS 8 and you could save a lot of money by buying a BGS 8, and you could hope that more people adapt that mindset in the future so that your BGS 8 can be worth closer to a higher grade. But yeah, I'm all about the card than the grade. I mean, very few cards in my collection that I keep, I'm keeping because of the high grade. And if it's like a vintage card with a high grade, the only way I'll keep it is if I agree with the grade. And I disagree with a lot of grades.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I have to look like mantles and everything. I have to agree. I don't care if it's a 4, but it looks like crap. I have to think it's a 4 or better.
Anything about
Michael
this
knows
card
all
that's
about
ending
that.
in 15 seconds?
Yeah, Michael.
I love this card. Athletes for future baseball, switch catcher, absolutely talented. The Orioles, best young teams. This is insane. I mean, it's red, 15,000 on the refresh.
Yeah, you're having some kickback there, Michael. You're sounding kind of robotic a little bit. Are you?
Yeah, it's just the weather up here. It's still stormy outside. So.
All right. Let's see. So that one, sorry, 14,000. That's a good number. All right, now we have a NT first off the line football case. We've sold quite a few of these. Our client who sent us a few, same guy, he probably bought 50 of them when they came out. I wish I could do that. If I did that, I would have 0 sealed within about 20 minutes of getting them. So 2022, I mean, this class is actually shaping up to be good. There was a lot of talk. This is a weaker class, but now you have Pickett, you have Brock Purdy, you have Sam Howell, Desmond Ritter. Like Sam Howell and Desmond Ritter, when 2022 product came out, they weren't really, and Purdy, of course, like they weren't as highly touted. Mainly Purdy, nobody cared about him, knew about him, anything. It was really just like Kenny Pickett and maybe Malik Willis had a little bit of hype, but yeah, it's crazy to see how it's like came around to be a pretty deep quarterback class. Jeremy, who do you like the most out of these 4 quarterbacks if you follow the young football guys much?
Jeremy, I think you are on mute right now.
My bad. Sorry about that, guys. I muted myself when Michael was having his issues. I'm like, oh, maybe I should mute myself. I was saying I've got a buddy. He's been a huge Packers fan his whole life since we went to university together in the mid 90s. And he's a huge NFL fan. He likes Pickett, and I don't really follow it that closely, but I'll go with him. And I know Pickett had not a great week 1. How was week 2? If he's had his game,
he's playing right now. There's only a few minutes left. It was a close game, but yeah, you made me think that my headphones died because I couldn't hear you talking, and I was freaking out for a second. But
I'm sorry.
Luckily, you were on mute. So here we have this LeBron. If you're a big LeBron guy or old school upper deck guy, like the significance of this card. You're like ultimate, awesome product itself. Commitment, ultimate commitment, popular set. You have like the Jordan Ultimate Achievements, which sell really sell really well. Triple patch, all sick, 2 or 3 colors. Numbered 8 of 10. Kobe jersey number. Nice 10 auto. BGS 8.5. I don't think the grade matters one bit on this card, whether it was a 7 or an 8.5. I think whoever really wants this card is going to go for it. This is one that, again, kind of like that Brady, I wouldn't be shocked to see this thing almost double in the last 30 seconds. I mean, if this doesn't break 10,000, I'll be shocked. And I know the consigner of this card will also be shocked if it doesn't break 10,000. But, let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that we can get a little more action. 10 seconds left, $8,100. When will the snipers come out? And
Let's go snipers.
10,000. There's one. 12,000. Okay. So kind of like the Brady. I mean, the snipers really were waiting until that last second. So we got, let's see, we got 2 more.
2 left.
Yep, we may have, let me just check here real quick. Oh, we got this one too. I thought the tab was open. Okay. Here we have the Scottie Pippen PMG out of 50. We had the Glenn Rice go off earlier today. This is Chicago skyline in the background, not as cool as the Jordan Chicago skyline where he's dunking in front of the John. Is it the John Hancock, Jeremy?
It's the Willis Tower now.
It's the Willis Tower, Sears Tower.
Yeah, it was the Sears Tower. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the
John
Sears
Hancock
Tower.
is Boston.
Yeah.
This card's awesome, but it's so cool in hand with all those circular effects. I forget what that's called, but it's a beautiful. These are beautiful in hand. Stunning.
Yeah, they look like scopes. So this one should do 14 to 15,000.
What does the Jordan do?
The Jordan,
Like
oh my god,
200?
hundreds, something
100.
6 figures, well into 6 figures.
The thing that always surprises me about these is like just how rarely they see the public auction block. I mean, Mike, we know obviously how many people are searching for this subset and how desirable these cards are just for the championship set alone, let alone the fact that he's on the Bulls. I mean, it's crazy to see one of these on auction, let alone on eBay. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Here we
so
go.
5
6
seconds
seems low.
left.
There's one.
11,000, 13,200, any snipers, and 13,200. So a little on the lower range than what we thought, but I don't think 13,200 is completely out of the picture there, or out of the estimate. This one here is
I love it. I love this.
yeah. I mean this thing's awesome. I don't know if you guys saw Adam, the Real 27 guy. He did a nice talking head video on this today. Did you see that, Jeremy?
I did. Yeah.
So these things are redemptions, which I didn't know that either.
I didn't either.
Hand number to 400. Yeah, I don't know how many were redeemed. I'm assuming he only signed and sketched to however many were redeemed. And I'm assuming there were maybe only a couple extras. You look at the 148 out of 400, and I'm assuming that the first, however many he signed, is 1 through that. So there may not even be 250 and higher, 300 and higher. Like this may really only be out of some weird number like 242 or something like that. Maybe even less. This may be one of the last ones numbered.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. We're like, yeah, it's numbered to 400, but if it only comes up on auction once a year, I mean, you're talking about a card that is basically impossible to get your hands on. Like, it's awesome to have this also in high grade. I mean, how many of these do we think were actually put in penny sleeves and top loaders in 1993?
Yeah, definitely. So 17 seconds. What's this going to do? Is it going to sell around where it's at? Is it going to do 10, 5, 15K, 20K? I know like a 7.
I think we see a bid here. There we go. Yeah.
13K.
Yeah.
Any takers? So 13-1. Pretty good. I mean, wouldn't be shocked if it did more, but I think 13-1 is pretty solid. I think like a PSA 6 or 7 recently did 7,000 something.
They're all different too, right, Mike? Like they're not all Bart Simpson. They of the 400 or the 140 or whatever. They're different subject matter. This one is so cool being Bart. I was really thinking about like I would love to make a play at one of these. I think a card like this transcends sports cards. This is pop culture. This is internationally recognizable. Like this is a crazy piece. I love it.
Yeah, so this was one that like again, never would have expected it to sell for what it sells for if you didn't know about it. Like there was a card we saw earlier on the video. It was the Jordan Yugoslavia sticker. And we were talking about how like if this was $50 at a show, you might not even look twice at it. Or if it was in like a bargain box, like you might not look twice at it. If I saw that at a show a year ago or so, and a guy was asking $200 for it, it might have been like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's crazy. So another stacked, loaded auction. Glad we can catch you on the back end, Jeremy. Next week we have another one live. Next Monday we're going to be right back here. Another loaded roster. I don't know if it's as loaded as this one, but definitely some more. There's a chance that we launch another one this week. We already have we're about halfway there, a little less than halfway there. I think the way it's heading with the demand and everything is like we might be doing this once a week. It's kind of getting to the point where if we get like half of the auctions submissions, we don't want to tell everybody you got to wait another week. So we kind of like feel like we're, our backs against the wall and we have to figure it out. And by doing that, we're able to put it together and get another great auction. I mean, even this last auction that went live last Friday, like, it started off a little weaker. We weren't sure if we were going to launch it. And then all of a sudden we had a few things happen where guys were sending us like great stuff and ended up coming around to be a great auction. So hopefully later in the week we can experience that as well.
Very cool. I mean, if you can do it weekly, that's why not? Like, do you have a minimum number of cards that you would want to have for an MC Mondays, or have you kind of, now that you've done it like 8 or 9 times, do you have a like a target number, or we don't want less than this many, we also don't want more than that many? Are you kind of getting a comfort feeling things? 60
to 75, because this way you give every card their minute space. 60 goes until about 10:45 Eastern, 75 goes until about 11 Eastern, give or take. But if you have too few, then it's just not as exciting. If you have too many, then it's too crowded. So what happens when we have too many? Because there are times where, like, if we really wanted to, we could do 80 plus. Is like I start to eliminate your Luka Silver PSA 10s and your LeBron, like all the base slab stuff. And I really feel like this auction, there wasn't a lot of base slab, like non-numbered rookie, even if it is $1,000, $2,000 card. I think we did a really good job of filtering that out. I mean, that stuff's great. It's great cards. We'll sell them all day. But like when you're going to do a focus auction and talk about them, like what can you say about a card that sells 3 times a day?
Yeah, I hear you. I agree. Yeah. I think that's smart. And I like that 60 to 75 is a great number of cards. The minute gap, the odd 2-minute gap is actually nice for us running the show, because we can address the comments. We don't have to rush down to that 10-second mark, where, especially when I'm running it, where I like to, count it down and bring out the snipers and everything. So yeah, I think what you're saying makes good sense to me. Seems right.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I've been spacing the higher end items 2 minutes each, like the top 5 or 6 items each auction. This way we could breathe, talk about it, like you said, comments, and really take it all in when the higher end items sell.
Yeah. On.
Cool.
Well, I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I wasn't going to come in and kind of run it. You guys were in a rhythm, but I'm glad I could pop in and just say hello. Watch a couple cards sell. 3 of the cards that I just popped in for at the very end went from like $8,000 to 12, 13 in the final seconds. I mean, that's some good action. That's some MC Mondays action right there.
Yeah, definitely. So very impressed, especially with the second half of the auction. The first half, like I said, a little slow, but with a roster this loaded, they can't all be good.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is like when we do have some of that more focus on, hey, let's pick some interesting high-end cards, that is where you run into the risk of, hey, occasionally you judge the market wrong. And yeah, we could have had a Luka Silver PSA 10 or a LeBron Chrome 9 go in, and yeah, they would have comfortably done 14 to 1800. But it's just more interesting to give cool, unique, rare cards that ability to be on the stage, because at that point, yeah, they might fall a little flat to 800-900, but when it works and we get some really cool items that get really strong sales, that just validates the whole concept so much, and it's worth seeing a couple slow sales every now and again.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely.
Well, I'm going to drop off. You guys feel free to stick around, or if you're done, I'll wait and just let you end the show.
Yeah,
Mike.
no,
That's
we're good to go. So appreciate everybody watching and bearing with me. I know there's a couple little hiccups, but I feel like we did a pretty good job. And so we'll see you next week. I may not be there. Michael should be there most likely. We're gonna have our first guest speaker or guest appearance for 10 or 15 minutes. So it'll be cool. So appreciate it all, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See everyone.